Yo, hey, it's me, your half human being, your favorite half human being of all time, Shade. Here with a bit of a different video than normal. Normally I just do shitty videos of me doing Photoshop or gaming or some shit like that. This video is going to be a bit different though. I'm actually analyzing a trailer for DLC of my favorite video game, or not my favorite video game, but one of my favorite video games of all time. Now, the trailer for this came out today, and I'm sorry, I would have scripted the analysis for this, but it was either make a script or listen to the entire Undertale soundtrack. And I'm not gonna lie to you, listening to the Undertale soundtrack sounded a lot more fun than writing a script for this. So I decided to do that instead. Uh, so yeah, we're just gonna get right into the analysis. So first off, we have this nice little new uh, logo intro, I guess, and I really like it, honestly. Like, don't get me wrong, I really liked the old one, but I just feel like this one's a lot better. So yeah, go down to Gears for breakfast. And then it kind of, Alright, and now here is something that kind of confused me at first. About, like, how canon the DLC is going to be. But I still think the DLC is going to be canon. I'll just show you. You've probably seen the trailer already, but, like, only my friends watch my videos. And let's face it, if you're one of my friends, you haven't watched this because, my friends have, like, zero of the same interests. So, let's just get into this.
Wake up!
So, first off, we see the voice that we see at the beginning of the game telling Hat Kid to wake up, and then we just get this...
Time for a new announcement from the game Dodecahedron Company.
We get this little cartoony running effect and, like, this, old, or not really old, but, like, 90... Yeah, kind of 90s-ish graphics.
Introducing the game Dodecahedron Create and Play channel.
The game Dodecahedron Create and Play channel. That's a mouthful if I've ever heard one.
Exhilarating channel provides access to all new ways to play.
So, I was confused if this was, like, actually canon, because, like, it seems to, like, take place in a game, inside of a game. But I feel like it is still canon. Or what I hope is that it's still gonna be canon, and that this is just, like, a little, just a way of getting into the DLC, which kind of makes sense, considering that the DLC is a minigame. But I just really hope that this is canon.
Put in a disc, it goes, and it brings you straight to your selection in no less than 1,035,000
so here we have just a little look at the game Dodecahedron creator channel itself. And I actually really like that they're using the game Dodecahedron, because I've always wanted something to be done with that. And this, it's a wish come true. This whole DLC is kind of a wish come true to me, because I really like Snatcher and I really like Vanessa, and Subcon Forest is my favorite chapter in the entire game. I really, really like it. So I'm actually super happy about this DLC. And if you can see under the play bar, it says Game Dodecahedron is not included, and delivery is to Mafia Town only, which is interesting, because it means that the world that A Hat in Time takes place is kind of connected to everything else, because Hat Kid had the game Dodecahedron at the beginning of the game, before she intended to go to that world. So something's going on here. This world is, like, it's special somehow, which I find that really interesting.
The new game Dodecahedron Create and Play channel. Coming soon.
Coming soon in like 11 days. And then we just get this little creator DLC thing, which does alarm me a little bit about like how canon this is gonna be, but I feel like it's, once again, I still feel like this is canon. Or maybe not like the minigame itself. Like the minigame itself isn't gonna be canon, but I feel like I have this other speculation that I'll get into near the end of the video. But there's something that I think might happen in the DLC that I really, really, really want to be canon. And we get a good look at the room here. So, first of all, we see one of Snatcher's minions and a Dweller just sitting there talking about moral philosophy, most likely. And back here, what I like back here is that, obviously, like, first we get this little thing of Vanessa's manor, this painting, but here, this could be just like showing what Subcon Forest looks like before it happened. But Subcon Forest is very, it's kind of not really primitive, I would say, but like, actually, never mind. Yeah, actually, no, they probably do have. I was about to say something really dumb. I was about to say that they don't have light bulbs, but they probably do have light bulbs. So just ignore that. But this reminds me of an unused thing for the game. It's like a grown-up hat kid walking through a city in the middle of the night. And I don't know necessarily if this means that that's going to be in the game, because they do have some, like, Easter eggs for unused content in the game, especially in Queen Vanessa's Manor, actually. They have, like, if you look at the ice statues in Queen Vanessa's Manor, you'll see, like, some unused characters. But anyways, we're getting off topic. So back here, we'll see, like, this little, kind of this shadow, but it's actually a staircase, I'm pretty sure. And I think this is where you're gonna go in order to, like, get into the game itself. And here we have a little tutorial room, and here is where I think you'll be, like, teleporting up and down. So, like, once you activate the DLC, you'll be teleported here, and then you just go here to go back. And we have Snatcher, the best boy. And here, we have this mail area, which I find interesting because the only other place we see for mail is, like, the modding area. But since this is, like, an online minigame, it feels like, you know, mods would be, like, kind of, you know, banned for an online minigame, seeing as, like, that would be give some players an unfair advantage, and it would cause some other stuff in the minigame to just not work. So I don't know what this mail slot is about. And then we have a nice shot of fire.
And we have a score to settle.
And here we have this book. Now, the book Snatcher's normally reading is How to Kill Kids, which is an amazing book. It's a good read. You know, I read it. It's a great read. But we have this book that says Queen Vanessa on it. And you can tell throughout the game that Snatcher is, like, kind of been, or not throughout the game, but throughout the trailer, Snatcher's been, like, he has this collection of photos. But not just any photos, the photos that we see in the Time Rifts, or the Purple Time Rifts. And I think that's what this book is. I think that there's a compilation of all the of all the photos from the Purple Time. I really should have wrote a script for this. It has a compilation of all of the pictures from the Purple Time Rifts inside of the book. And here we get a nice shot of the expanded manor. And here, okay, I want to point this out. You may notice throughout the game or throughout Subcon Forest, there are statues, and then there are also headless statues to accompany them. And I'd always wondered why some statues had their heads ripped off and others didn't. But here you can see this is not a statue of Vanessa. These are not Vanessa statues. These are statues of Snatcher in, like, his prince form. And I get it now. The statues with their heads ripped off are like the Snatcher, or the statues of Snatcher. I can't talk. I'm so sorry that you have to sit through this. Um, and I just think that's a really cool detail.
You think I've forgotten what she's done to me?
Well, I mean, you never talked about it in game, and you gave us one of her. Yeah, I just want to point out for a second that he literally gives us one of Queen Vanessa's dresses. That's the ultimate power move. If I ever break up with someone, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna give some rando, uh, like a piece of my ex's clothing after forcing them to go through a challenge that will most likely end in their death. And here we just see.
On that cursed day.
Okay, here. First of all, like, it kind of shows that he's been collecting the photos, which he has a lot of copies. Why the fuck do you have so many copies, Snatcher? But that's not the important part. Listen closely to this next part. Listen to Snatcher's voice here.
Look, it's complicated, but she didn't have to treat me that way.
Did you hear that? Let me play it again, in case you didn't.
Look, it's complicated, but she didn't have to treat me that way.
Did you hear it? The subtle change in his voice. It's so weird that his voice would just, like, change like that to me. And it might just be him, like, fucking tearing up or something. But from what we see later in the trailer, I feel like it could also mean something else. There's also a good chance that I'm completely wrong. And then we get a
I
nice
was
shot.
her prince, and she was my
And here we get like a little shot of a room. It's not that important.
princess. Everything was going so.
Wait, hang on. Okay, and there's one thing. I'm just going back frame by frame. Right here, we see timepieces melting, which is another thing that I find interesting. Is why would Vanessa paint timepieces? But another thing, the timepiece in Queen Vanessa's manor is inside of a chest. And it couldn't have just landed there. And as you know, Vanessa never leaves the manor. Like, it's like her favorite place. She never leaves. And what I find interesting about that is that, like, it's almost as if she had the timepiece before you got there, or before any of the timepieces landed there.
Oh, so well. Or so I thought.
And then we see, like, a little thing, a little picture being changed. And then we get this really cool shot of Cursed Hat Kid. And I'm probably missing a lot of stuff, like paintings and subtle details. This is my first time doing an analysis. Get off my back, okay? And then we see Hat Kid get yeeted by a cursed kid.
Are you ready? Let's go pay Vanessa a little visit.
And first of all, I haven't pointed this out yet, but they're using A Forsaken Place, which is one of my favorite soundtracks in the entire game. So I'm really happy that they used it in this trailer because I love that song. And another thing that I love is it says the wording here. It says the first ever online game mode for A Hat in Time. Or Hat in Time. Okay, maybe I don't like the wording that much. They should have put an A between the for and hat, but, you know. But I like the word first. Because instead of saying the only ever, it says the first ever, implying that there could be more. Which, once again, could be nothing. But if it is something, like, that would make me so happy. If there is more. And another thing is the text is purple here. And take note of the fact that the text is purple. Like, there will be a test after this. And then we see this little, then we see some, like, gameplay. And, okay, one thing I want to point out here is, So there's a lot to take in from just this bar right here. First of all, there's a little crown mechanic, which obviously it shows that like for the players or the non-cursed players to win, you need to collect all the crowns. And also down here it says friends, and I think that might just be Steam friends, like that you made online. Another thing here is like there's 6 hat kids and 0 cursed hat kids, and I think the reason for that is like I was confused about that at first because like how would like shouldn't there be at least one cursed hat kid to start out? But I think the reason for that is just because this footage is like just from early on testing, or like this piece of footage in specifically. So it just doesn't show all of the like it just doesn't show that there's any because they weren't really testing out the gameplay. They were just testing out the design itself. Also, there's no health. There's only a little blue thing that shows you like what team you're on, and you'll see it'll turn red when they show like footage of like cursed hat kids and stuff. So there's no health, and that's gonna be important later. And then we see Snatcher saying, I can teleport stuff now, which I find interesting because he says now, even though, like, I'm pretty sure he was able to teleport stuff before. It probably means nothing again, once again, it's just my brain being weird. And again, we see, like, a little thing. It shows you that you're on the opposite team now. And then there's this icon. And I honestly have no clue what this icon means. Like, I've done, like, at first I thought it was, like, a visibility thing. So, like if you're playing on the Hat Kid team, it would warn you if, like, one of the cursed Hat Kids could see you. But it just, that felt weird to me, because, like, the player here is on the cursed Hat Kid team, and they have the visibility thing. So, I don't know, honestly. I don't know what this means. And then we see survive the curse collects the crown. So obviously, if all the players get cursed, Vanessa wins, and if all the players get the crowns, then Snatcher wins. It's pretty easy. Pretty easy concept. And then we
The curse has been released.
And what I find interesting here is Snatcher seems so enthusiastic here, like almost like he knows that it's a game and he's just like having fun. He's not trying to actually like settle the score. It sounds like he's just having fun, which I find kind of cute because like Snatcher's supposed to be this super like evil and serious character, but he just seems like he's enjoying himself here, which I really like.
I'd watch your back if I were you.
And then we see it almost looks like your soul, like right here. You can see the soul leaves the body when you get caught, which I feel like kind of shows more that you're being cursed and that you're being taken over by Vanessa. And okay, here it says, find the intruders, spread the curse. It's red now. So what I think is that the purple text is Snatcher talking, and the red text is Vanessa giving instructions. The only exception being like that first line, but I feel like that was just like they didn't want to make a third dialogue option, so they just made the red or purple. Fuck.
Find them. Do not let a single one survive.
And I'm actually going to go back for a second. So right here, it shows like a hat kid, a cursed hat kid with a crown, and then 2 cursed hat kids without crowns. And I think what's going on here is that the one with the crown will be the one that like the character, or it'll be the one that starts out. So whoever starts out as the corrupted or the cursed Hat Kid will be the they'll be the one with the crown, and everyone who doesn't, or everyone who gets caught and then gets forced onto that team just wears like a regular hat.
Find them. Do not let a single one survive.
And I just want to talk, and I've kind of been brushing off this topic. I kind of want to talk about like what this area is specifically, because it's not the manor. Well, obviously it's not the manor. Fuck, I'm so fucking. Of course it's not the manor. Like you're not an idiot. You know it's not the manor. I didn't need to say that. It's stupid. Anyways, so I don't actually know what this place is, but it seems to be like some place that Vanessa holds dear. Maybe it's like an expanded version of the manor or something. It may even be like an entire castle that Vanessa owns, because it'd be kind of weird for royalty to just have a mansion and not an entire castle. So I hope that will be expanded upon a little more as to what this place is. And then we get some more gameplay footage, which looks really cool. Like, I'm gonna have so much fun with this. Like, honestly. And I'm definitely gonna do a recording. I would do a stream, but my computer just doesn't allow me to do a stream. I'll definitely do a recording of this, and I'll probably milk the hell out of this for my channel just because this looks so fun. Anyways, here we have it's about to show like these little what are they called? Like little interruptions. Like right here. So it seems like it shows 3 here, but there's gonna be more than 3. There was well, it shows what they are. So first of all, I just want to talk about this one because it doesn't bring this one up again, and I'm not really sure what this one does. It kind of looks like it's swapping the players, like it's swapping what team players are on, but I feel like that would kind of shake things up a little too much. So I have no clue what this one is. And it might just be the fog one, but this doesn't really like symbolize fog to me. Like ice, symbolizes ice. Water symbolizes water. This doesn't symbolize fog. And I guess there's a little whirlwind, but I feel like it'd be a bit more clear that it's fog. And then we have sudden flood, and we saw that earlier. And sudden flood, like, I don't feel like these are supposed to help one team and hurt the other. I feel like they're supposed to kind of get in both teams' way. Because, like, sudden flood, it seems like it blocks off both parts of the manor, or, like, the bottom part of the manor. And that would hurt both teams. Well, actually, no, it would only really, because, like, then the corrupted, or the cursed ones would have less areas that they'd have to look for. And then some of the crowns might be submerged. So, never mind. Actually, yeah, that only does good for the cursed one. Never mind. Don't listen to me. This thrilling multiplayer experience. And then we have flash freeze, and I have no fucking clue what flash freeze does. Just no goddamn clue. Because at first, I thought what it would do is, it would, like, make your health drain over time, but then I remembered, you don't have health here. Then I thought, well, maybe it freezes the cursed hat kids. But look at how slowly the timer ticks down. I feel like that'd be way too generous to the non-cursed hat kids for that to be the for it to like actually freeze all the cursed hat kids. Jesus Christ, I can't talk. So I just have no clue what this does. And then we have Cursed Fog, which... Wait, hang on, I just want to check back real quick. Okay, never mind. I thought that would, like, show the snowflake, but it didn't. Yeah, so, Cursed Fog, I guess... It might have to be that third one, just because this... Well, actually, no, because we do see a fourth one. So, yeah, I don't actually know what that third one is. Cursed Fog, it kind of looks like it hurts both teams unless the cursed hat kids can see through the fog. You better watch your back.
Do not stop now. I want every single one of them cursed.
Oh wait, actually, hang on. Okay,
Do
wait.
not stop now.
Okay, yeah, so it's...
Every
And then the fog subsides. Yeah, okay, yeah, so the cursed ones can't see through the fog.
cursed.
This is getting exciting.
Oh yeah, and we even see Snatcher saying, "This is getting exciting." So he's having fun with himself, and I really like that. Snatcher's cute. Snatcher's really cute. No one is safe from the curse, except for people who are already cursed, because I mean, you can't really get cursed twice, now can you? And we have like a little thing that shows what happened. This little thing that shows Vanessa's puppets of 1, which really cool. And then we have this new umbrella flare, and I'll get to the flares in a second when they're like shown. And actually, they're about to show the flares. Yeah, okay, well, hang on, I'm just gonna go back real quick. So you can see right here, wait, hang on. So if you have your brightness turned up, you can see this little staircase. So this back area is where Hat Kid does come from. And then we see this little thing that shows that this is in fact a tutorial room. That probably just shows you kind of how to play the game. And then there are crowns here, which, you know, the more crowns you get, the more will be displayed here. And then we have Snatcher holding the crown instead of the book.
Come to my humble abode. Did you bring any new shiny crowns?
And then back here, I'm just gonna back up real quick. We see, you know, some new rewards. It looks like probably this is just probably the reward for getting like just 1 crown, or like a very small amount of crowns, and that's just, you know, getting a crown yourself. It's probably a flare. And then, you know, we get this little color thing, and then this thing that makes you a furry, probably a brewing hat, because it's, you know, the witch's hat. It's kind of obvious. Then we get this. I already want this, because I love the color pink so much. Then we get this donut thing, which is also a brewing hat, which we see. And then we get this dweller mask, which I really like this flare for the dweller mask, and I really want this, just because it looks so cool. Then we get Burning Violet, which is another... this also looks like a really cool color. Then the Ice Hat, also an amazing flare. Like, all of these are really cool flares, except for the donut. I kind of hate it. Donut, I don't know how I feel about the donut brewing hat. Yeah, and you see, it's so easy to make. You just throw blend. And okay. So, oh wait, that's just fucking dialogue. So if we go back real quick, okay, so we see a little campfire here, and then we see this text, and I just can't fucking read this shit. Then we see, this is where you get to the next game, and then, I think that says grand something to basement, which helps my theory, and I'll get to that in a second.
Cool.
And then this is probably going to be a time stop hat, just because, like, we have flares for the sprint hat. We don't have one for the kids hat, but the kids hat, it's kind of supposed to, I feel like the kids hat is kind of supposed to stay like that. And so the only one we haven't seen so far is a time stop hat, so I feel like this is going to be a time stop hat. And this is a sprint hat, which we see later. Cool. Sprint hat. And then this, I love this flare. Or not this flare, this paint. It looks really cool. And then this, I don't know how to feel about this one. It's just kind of meh. And then here we have Badge Seller with this really cool sprint hat and this punk set, which also looks really cool. And then we have this other form of currency. So crowns can be traded with Snatcher. This, I feel like these are wins. Like, you have to win a certain amount of times. So I feel like these are like, if your team wins, you get these. Now, what is a win exactly? Because, like, with the way the game operates, like, with the, kind of like an infection tag, if you've ever played that game before, it might just be a weird southerner thing. But with the game works, it seems like you've swapped teams a lot, so I feel like a win for the Hat Kid team is you have to not get converted at all. So you have to be on the Hat Kid team the entire time and not get infected. And a win, and then like obviously win as the Hat Kid team. And a win for Vanessa's team is you have to be like on the original Vanessa's team. You have to be like the original person on Vanessa's team to win. And this punk set, I really like this punk set. It looks really cool. Although wearing it probably does mean I'll have to give up my Shadow Puppet costume, which I worked my ass off for that thing. Like, that costume. If you've ever played Death Wish, getting the Snatcher, like, getting to look like Snatcher, just, oh my god. It's so hard, but it's so worth it. I love that costume so much, so I'll probably have to give that up. Then we have this remix, which does mean that the tag is getting its own theme and a remix, which makes me really happy. Then there's stickers, which I really liked stickers in general, but like they just didn't seem like there'd be like a good place to use them. Like with obviously on online multiplayer, but there wasn't really much of a use for online multiplayer at the time. But now that we have this new game mode, I really think stickers are going to be really cool. And there's also going to be toxic sticker spammers, but we're just going to have to deal with those people. And then we get this umbrella flare, which I really like the umbrella flare. Because I'm not going to lie, not a huge fan of the baseball bat. I just don't like the baseball bat that much. But this umbrella flare, it looks really cool. It doesn't show how many wins you'll need for the umbrella flare, but it, like, still looks really cool. And then we get Hat Kid. We got this cool hairstyle. I love that hairstyle. Oh my god, it looks really cool. And then we get, I don't like the donut. I just don't like the donut, you know. Okay, and this next bit is super important. So I was gonna go by it frame by frame, but that would take forever, and this is already taking forever. So I'm just gonna like kind of pause kind of quickly. Okay, and then we get to the important parts. Okay, go back. Here, we have Snatcher in his prince form standing against Vanessa. And then we have another collection of photos from the Purple Time Rifts. Or that's a Death Wish Time Rift, actually, but, you know, same thing. Then we have Sudden Flood, and it looks like you're underwater here, actually. So I wonder if you can, like, travel underwater. Or maybe if you're cursed, you can travel underwater. But you can't if you're non-cursed. And then we have Snatcher, again, holding a photo. But this photo, obviously it's not from one of the Time Rifts. Or this one, obviously, it is. But this one, it looks like a photo of the manor itself. And then we have Snatcher in his prince form here, which looks interesting. Really like that. And then we have Sprint Steel, which you know, that's another thing. That's like another thing. But this, okay, it also looks like there's gonna be like certain like some of the clauses here, or some of the interruptions. I genuinely have no fucking clue what to call these. Some of the interruptions are going to be like specifically Snatcher's doing them, and some of them are going to be specifically Vanessa's doing them to fuck with whichever team they don't want to win. And here it looks like Snatcher is taking away the sprint ability from the infected Hat Kids. And it might be that these happen if another team is like losing really badly, because here Snatcher's helping out because there's only one Hat Kid left. So I feel like if another team's losing really badly, then like Snatcher or Vanessa will jump in to help the team that's losing. Or if their team is losing specifically. Not, they wouldn't help the other team because, you know, obviously. And then here, this, I'll get to this in a second. Just gonna, and this, also this. I'll get to that all in a second.
Coming here was your worst mistake. But don't worry.
Okay, 11 days. We got 11 days of waiting, and this is gonna be real. This is gonna be real fun. I'm really excited for this because this looks amazing. It might even be better than Seal the Deal if what I believe to be true is correct.
Man, she's just as extreme as ever.
All right, now you may be wondering, what have you been talking about this whole time? What have you been hiding from us, Shade? You stupid, stupid bitch. Well, let me show you. Give me a second to get to the point I want to get to. Here, okay. So, why is there a manhole here? You may be wondering. Like, these are specifically for sub-areas, and doesn't it feel a little weird to have a sub-area, like, in a minigame? And that's the thing. This isn't in the minigame. This might just be hopeful thinking. It probably is. But I think that there might actually be more than just a minigame in this DLC. I think there might actually be a hidden chapter, too, that wraps up Vanessa and Snatcher's story, because we see Snatcher in his prince form. You saw it already. You see Snatcher in his prince form, and then you see him, like, confront Vanessa earlier in the trailer, and then here we see Vanessa, and this all feels like too much for it just to be in a minigame. So I feel like there's going to be, like, a hidden, like, sub-chapter in the DLC. Let me get back to that one point. This white glow right here. Do you want to know what a white glow is normally associated with? You already know, obviously. A timepiece. Why would there be timepieces in a minigame? I feel like, I really hope, I really, really want there to be a hidden chapter. Oh, I'm so excited. And thus concludes my analysis. I hope you enjoyed, though you probably didn't enjoy me just rambling. But I'm gonna stop now. Alright, yeah, I've been recording. Okay, good. I was about to, if I wasn't recording that entire time, I was gonna cry.